Rose Gradient says metaphor clean sweep.
Is this
Mm,
our segue into
Yes,
into the
that's
game awards?
yes. It's
it's
actually yes.
another masterful segue. It's impressive. It's very impressive.
So, guys, let's get into the Game Awards, shall we? So,
It's Thursday, right?
yeah, it's Thursday, which means
We're gonna hear
what time?
world premiere a
Yeah,
million times.
I hope we see more of Gears of War. Jesus,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'd
yeah. I
love
keep
to
forgetting
see
that's coming
more.
out.
I
Yes.
have my own bold. We should do bold predictions before the show ends. I have mine.
Okay. Okay. All
Everyone
right.
knows what
So,
it
My
is
bold
already.
predictions, same as it ever was. I'll just say that. I won't bury the lead though.
all right. So, all right. So, let's start with the Game of the Year announcements. We have Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, DLC, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, Refantasio. Um, I think that's pretty damn sad. What are your thoughts about this Game of the Year the Game of the Year nominees? Let's start with ThiccFlair. What are your thoughts?
A bit underwhelming.
Hmm.
I feel like stuff's in there just to get it in there. It's probably like a three-man race. I
Hmm.
don't really think Black Myth's got a shot. It just didn't have like the, you know,
Hmm.
public fanfare. I think Astrobot's it's like an underdog, little plucky Sony game.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be between Final Fantasy and Elden Ring. And I think since it's a Jeff Keighley run thing, it's going to be Elden Ring.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's there because look, it's underwhelming, right?
Hmm.
But we're talking about it because there's DLC up for Game of the Year.
Bacon pineapple on my pizza.
But like, it's getting people like if people are like DLC shouldn't, yes, it should. But look, now we're talking about the Game Awards, and people are gonna
I think it
care.
also they did that on purpose to generate this kind of conversation too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people are gonna be
I think
talking
you're
all
all
the way
wrong.
up to the Game
I
Awards.
think y'all wrong.
Also,
Now listen, it was the best gaming experience I had this year.
Well,
So
not only that,
should that warrant Game of the Year? If it was my favorite game of the year, sure. But if the barrier of entry is you have to get through another game to get there,
hold on. You guys are saying that they threw this in just to throw a wrench in the mix, but let's be real. There is no category for DLC of the year.
yeah,
There
So
should be.
there should be. That's what we're
that's a
saying.
different argument for another day. For right now, bacon pineapple on the pizza, and not only that, but there's no category for DLC of the year. So if this year goes by, Shadow of the Earth Tree releases, and it gets nothing out of this award show, I think that says more. I think that says more than Shadow of the Earth Tree being somewhere that it's not supposed to.
There is a best ongoing game. That's where that should be. How about that?
I don't see that in the whole categories. You got Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, Best Score and Music, Best Sound Design, Best Action Game, Best RPG game,
And
Best
best
Fighting
fighting
game.
game. Mhm.
it'll be.
No,
So I think the
there
way
is best
these
ongoing. I know. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
isn't in their show
it's one of those
document.
ones where it's like they're interviewing somebody and it's like, oh, and these three awards happened off screen, and they'll give
Yeah.
them.
Oh, I see, I
Yeah.
see, I see.
But the thing is that these awards have sort of a formula. Like one game will take most of the awards, and
Like a
then
sweep.
the game of the year will be something different.
Yeah.
So like Final Fantasy Rebirth will probably win Game of the Year, but Erd Tree will win Best Game Direction, Best RPG,
Hmm.
Best all this other stuff, but lose out to Game of the Year. It's just how these things have gone for a
For
while. It's
years.
like
Yeah.
you see one game starting to really sweep everything, and then Game of the Year comes out of nowhere, and It Takes Two, and
Hmm.
it's just like, what?
Right.
Like they give it to something else, but then like the runner up gets everything else.
Oh, I want to see
Yeah.
Balatro win.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
We all save our money, nobody gets a pizza.
What was your prediction again, Trez? We'll get to that later on.
I-
Afterwards. Afterwards.
In my predictions, I said I did say Black Myth Wukong would be up there.
Hmm.
I said that hold on. I said Astrobot would be there, but I don't think it's going to win. I
Mhm.
said Final Fantasy VII was going to be there. I did not say metaphor. To be perfectly, you
Because it
guys know how
wasn't
I
released
feel
yet.
about
None of us did.
ARPGs.
None of us did. It wasn't released yet at the time.
Okay. And some of the indie games were didn't make it. I said that Animal Well might get up there,
Yes.
but Balatro took that place. So I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm surprised that Elden Ring,
I
the
think a
Shadow of the
lot of
Erdtree
us are.
is nominated, but I think what was it, like 2 or 3 days before Game of the Year nominees went out, they made an announcement that was
Yes.
like DLCs are going to count this year, and I was like, well, there it is. Like,
Yeah.
so I could see it taking it, but I'm trying to put myself in the minds of like the journalists and the developers that are voting in Game of the Year, and
Mhm.
if I'm one of them, I think Final Fantasy VII probably has a better chance of
Winning.
winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Elden Ring wins. So we'll see. So that's going to be my prediction is Rebirth.
But isn't Rebirth just a continuation of the other Final
It is,
Fantasy?
but it's not a DLC.
Yeah, I
Not-
know. Yeah, but like you
And it's
can
not
make
a
the
technically
argument
not
that
a
it's
remake.
yeah,
It's I mean, it's a sequel.
like
kind
it takes. It's
Yeah.
like the first one was like to be continued, and it was like,
Yes. Yeah.
which is like
But I could buy that game and pop it in and never play
that's true.
the
But
first
then
one.
but then
And
we're getting into this philosophical of what makes a game, right? Is it
Yep.
like the
Yep.
quality of the content, how much content is there,
Yeah.
or is it like you can't play this game unless you beat one of the hardest bosses in Elden Ring?
I one shot at that boss, by the way.
I cheesed it. I actually have I had a TikTok go viral on how to cheese the boss because it was a bunch of like Elden Ring sweats, like you're not a real man, but they were like giving me views on it. So like I cheesed him
Shit,
super
thank you for
hard.
the views.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool,
Okay,
thanks.
thank you.
Yeah, and you get naked and you have to jump over the thing and run along the wall and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. Hold on. First of all, Danny, I did not use summons. I used the Kamehameha blast with a cerulean tears. And second of all, if you guys think that a DLC should not be game of the year, then what is it that makes a remake like Final Fantasy VII worthy of winning game of the year?
I'm here to play devil's advocate. I think I'm on your side. Like I think it should like in this year it should be, and it like it did what it had to do. Like this is a full-fledged game. It just like the
What?
GameStop you have to go into it is
Mm.
a blood god that you have to kill, right? Like you can't just go and start it up. But
yeah, I don't think additions should be
Yeah, but
able to be nominated for Game of the Year,
is
mainly
this
because
but is it Rebirth an edition technically?
is it?
no, it's not. It's a sequel.
Yeah, you could play the
The whole
second one, but
remake,
your
though.
experience is not going to be.
Yeah, but the Barry
This-
eventually you can still pick up. The
Yeah,
game
that's
and play
true.
it.
Yeah, no, I can.
That's
see
my
both,
main argument. Is that
I can
you
see both
still pick up
sides.
the
I'm
game.
not like going to die on any hill. Like I could see the argument for yes and the argument for no,
Mhm.
and I think that's why it landed there because it's like, all right, let people figure it out.
My other argument would be that you're just kind of building off of what the first game, what the initial release was. Like, you know, as a DLC, you don't need, like, you're just downloading more files that's still running on the original game, so it's not a different game.
Well, that goes into what's an engine?
Well,
right?
you're fun at parties.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I'm kind of walking back that statement. But
Because Final
at the
Fantasy
same
Rebirth
time,
definitely used the same
it
engine.
does use
as-
the same engine.
Mm.
But if we're talking about the game, you don't need Final Fantasy Final Fantasy VII remake to play Final
Remake.
Fantasy, but you need Elden Ring. You need to purchase Elden Ring in order to play the DLC. You can't just buy the DLC
Mm,
without purchasing the other game.
exactly.
So that's where it gets a little iffy for me because it's
Yeah.
technically not a game. It's
So
a
Danny
DLC.
said something that I think makes a lot of sense, right? He says that's like Street Fighter 6 getting best game of the year because Bison just got added to the game.
Listen.
Is
You
that
motherfucking
60
haters.
hours worth
Listen.
of M Bison
60
though?
hours of M. Bison.
Listen, you motherfucking haters. I got one thing to say. I got one thing to say. One
Whoa,
thing
whoa,
only.
whoa! I'm on your side.
And I'm gonna keep you out of this. So if you
I'm
catch any
catching strays.
strays, my apologies. But I got one thing to say for you, motherfuckers. Okay, you might not be able to play Shadow of the Erdtree without purchasing Elden Ring, but you guys are not gonna be able to watch a Game Awards without purchasing me a pizza. Mark my words. Mark my words.
Got
I
a
don't want to
promo
hear
on you.
shit from y'all when I win this.
Okay,
I
we'll
just
see.
picture him with a microphone in front of a camera with WWF behind him, just like.
Right. We'll see, Heartless. Yeah, it's like Tress says. I don't think it's gonna win. It's gonna definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does win though, but I don't think it will. I think everyone's just going to vote.
I think it'll
'Cause
take
I think
everything
there's a lot
else.
of
but Game
people
of the Year.
in the games industry that feel the same kind of way
Mhm.
that are just going to be like, I'm not voting for a DLC to win Game of the Year.
Right.
But I do think it will win what Thick said. I think it will win, like, maybe best game direction or best narrative and stuff like that. Not
Mhm.
narrative, because there's no story.
All right. All right. So yeah,
Um,
best direction.
Pick up the moldy boot, and you
Yeah.
got to read.
I
The,
think getting best direction could make sense. That's where I can
best
say
game
all right,
direction is a
best-
lock for Elden Ring.
exactly.
Like I would
Yeah,
be
I agree on that one.
absolutely shocked if it lost best game direction because those games are movies. I don't know what the movie's about,
Mhm.
but there's parts of the like I've never had a game where I've just kind of like taken my hands off at
Right.
multiple points and being like, God, what am I looking at? But it
Right.
like, I still play them. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm still playing.
Yeah.
I use summons though, so I'm gonna get that out there. I'm not a real Souls-like gamer. I will summon my guy. I will use the blasphemous blade, and I will let him kill the boss. I'm just like, go ahead. I'm done.
Right. On some Pokemon shit. I choose you.
Yep.
Just
I
go
killed
do it.
the Mesmer. Boy, my hair is gray because of it, but I wound up killing him. But it was the
Damn.
summon who got the final hit.
All right. So for best game direction, it's the same list. It's the same game as Game of the Year, which is Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, DLC, Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, Metaphor, Fantasio. So yeah, there's that. What actually ticked me off though? I feel like Space Marines got snubbed.
For
feel
game
like it was
direction,
it
for
was-
sure.
Real hot, real quick, and it kind of burnt out.
It's
Yeah.
fun though.
It is a fun
It's just a
game.
short game. It's just
Yeah.
it's short, but it's fun.
But I think they were more prioritizing the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, the post game kind
the
of
post
thing.
game, yeah, the end game type situation. I think that's what they were kind of going for.
But those missions with the scale of like their background, like the direction of the game was very good.
Yes, it was a great game. It was a great game. Best narrative. So we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Fantasio, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. I don't know about this one. This
It's
one's
gonna
kinda
be
tough.
Hellblade
Final
You think
Fantasy.
so? You think Hellblade?
It's gonna be
for
Final Fantasy.
narrative.
Yeah.
I think it's the only thing up there. Well, like you have like a dragon and metaphor and stuff,
Mhm.
but like Silent Hill, the story.
Right.
Final
so-
Fantasy,
yeah.
the story.
That's what I'm saying. If Final Fantasy, it's not like we're gonna get if Final Fantasy wins the award for best narrative, who gets this award? The original Final Fantasy writers or the people who just developed the remake of the original game? Well, this doesn't make sense to me. Make it make
You
sense.
know what?
To me.
I feel
Same
like
with Silent
Metaphor.
Hill.
I feel like Metaphor Fantasio has a strong claim to this.
Yeah. I think
It has a very
I could-
strong. It has a very strong like narrative. And
I think
like
the
that.
Game Awards has like championed Hellblade for so long. Like
Mhm.
I feel like the past 5 Game Awards, I've seen a Hellblade 2 trailer there.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Oh my god, look at this giant baby in a cave," or
Well,
whatever.
that's just
it
because
was.
Microsoft just pays for it to be there.
No, I know, but like I feel like there's some kind of like, it's like favoritism. You're not gonna get like it's a bigger name than Metaphor, but like if it should beat it, I don't know. But I
Right.
didn't then and those games are kind of just like narrative games anyway. Like
Yeah.
I played the first one and it felt like a quick time event game.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me too when I was playing
Yeah.
it.
And it was just
I
you
like
played
the
story.
sound design though. The sound design of the game was
Yeah.
phenomenal. The fact that you basically need headphones to play that game. You cannot play the game without a headphone.
Yeah.
And I love the game. I love the first one. I never played the second one though, but I should. But it's still on Game Pass, so I could definitely check it out. So now best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth, Wukong, Elden Ring, Metaphor, and Neva. I'm not really sure about this one because I was leaning more to like Black Myth, Wukong with this one.
I think
Uh,
it's going to be Elden Ring, but I
you
hope
think
it's
it should?
Neva.
I think Neva is like the sleeper. If it's going to be anything other than Elden Ring, it's going to be Neva, just because it's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I like.
But like,
I've never
well,
seen Neva.
but then again, Elden Ring is just, it looks the same as,
As Elden Ring.
so. But
Yeah,
didn't Elden Ring win Best Art Direction?
It did.
they did.
So
So I don't think that would be fair. Heartless.
why you even running the thing? They already won. Just go back to 2 years ago.
Did they win last year?
They're going to
When
win
did-
again.
Was it
Elden
last
Ring
year or
right?
2 years ago?
was it 2
3
years
years
ago?
I think it was 2 years. 2022 it came out.
It's 3 years ago, I think.
3 years ago.
Jesus. And they're coming back to try with no.
No, Elden Ring wasn't 2021.
Hold on. To Wikipedia.
February 25th, 2022.
What win last
Okay,
year? What
2
won
years
last year?
ago.
Game of the year?
Yeah, for 2023.
Baldur's Gate.
Yes. You're right. You're right. I remember now. Yeah, best art direction is kind of crazy. I don't know. Like I said, I'm leaning more Black Myth Wukong here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Astrobot get it.
No. Nope.
I wouldn't
I
be
don't think
surprised.
so.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Astrobot's going to win
Is that a
next to
pizza I
nothing.
smell?
Huh? You said
It
you said
sounds like
Astrobot is not gonna win nothing?
I think Astrobot will win Best Family Game and it will win maybe Best Score in Music.
I think it'll win audio design. I don't
Is
think
it
it'll
best
beat.
score?
I don't think it beats.
Although I would love to see Stellar Blade win Best Score in Music just because I would love to see that game win something.
Something, yeah.
Silent Hill maybe wins music. It's got to win something because people love that.
I got my
Yeah.
money on Final Fantasy winning best score.
Yeah, I
Just
can see that.
likely. But it's
I think
like,
that's the one thing Final Fantasy will win. Like, there's always a game that wins one, right? The little plucky upstart one, and then Elden Ring will win everything else, and then something will win Game of the Year.
best sound design, Astrobot, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill. I feel like Hellblade kind of has a strong claim to this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
When you guys say sound design, though, you don't mean music, right?
No.
No.
Sound
You
design
mean the
is just,
sounds of the game.
yes,
the mechanics.
atmosphere, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think
that'd be Hellblade or Silent Hill.
yeah. Yes, or Silent Hill. I think those two have a very strong claim to this one. But yeah. Best action game, Black Myth, Wukong for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate when awards shows do this thing
Go ahead.
where it's like, hey, this thing got nominated for the best thing,
Go
and
ahead.
here it is nominated for a thing that's not the best thing. Who do you think's gonna win? Like
Right.
Black Myth Wukong is nominated for Game of the Year. Why in the world? It's the only one that's nominated for Game of the Year that's also nominated for Best Action Game. Why in the world would it not win Best Action Game if it got nominated?
because it's not winning Game of the
Best
Year,
Game
and
of
it
the
wants
Year.
they need to
Right.
win
Yeah.
something.
It makes no sense. I feel like it should be disqualified for like from other games like Best Action Game or Best RPG. Just
Because it's game of the year.
No,
yeah,
what
because
he's
it's
saying
clearly it's going to win.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Helldivers, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer didn't get nominated for Best Game of the Year, so why would it beat Black
Yeah.
Myth in Best Action Game?
Right.
It
Yep.
shouldn't beat, like, those games shouldn't beat Black Myth, but
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. I get it. Best RPG: Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Refantasio. I think Metaphor might get this.
but like, how could you make that? I like
Same
that.
argument as
I
just
know,
Like,
like,
if
I know
Metaphor
what you're
wins this and doesn't win Game of the Year, then what?
Shadow of the Earth Tree. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like,
But-
this was kind of a good precursor. Like, Final Fantasy wins this, then like, why wouldn't it win Game of the Year?
Right.
It's a like, oh, is Elden Ring a better game than Final Fantasy? But Final Fantasy is a better RPG than Elden Ring. But Elden Ring is an RPG.
And
So it's like-
yeah.
So it's like this game covers, if it covers this many bases and it wins Game of the Year, why is it not like winning
Yeah.
anything?
Whatever
else?
wins this category, I'm
Mhm.
calling it right now, is going to win Game of the Year.
What best RPG?
Yes.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Well, unless it's
Comes
neither one of
fighting
those
up
are gonna win. All right. Neither Dragon's Dogma or Like a Dragon are gonna win. But
What if they combine
the
the Like a
other
Dragon's
three-
Dogma 2 and they make one mega game?
of the other three, I think that'll be a precursor of what wins. Because I don't think Black Myth is going to beat the other three we have here. And what else is nominated? Balatro. I would die laughing if Balatro wins
Well,
Game
It
of the Year.
Takes Two
That would
came
be
and did
amazing.
that a couple of years ago.
But I think,
2021.
but I think It Takes Two came at a time where people were actually asking for like couch co-op kind of experience.
Yeah, I absolutely adore that game.
Yeah,
And
the
I
game
was
is
so
fun.
happy
Like,
it won.
That was at the time where we didn't really have games like that, and how
Yeah.
they kind of like made that game. It was just so welcoming of us like having just two people sitting playing video games. You can sit on your couch and play with someone else with a video game.
Might just veer off topic for a quick second. Make a
Mm-hmm.
Banjo Kazooie game like that.
Bro, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Right? What am I saying? Rare, call me. I'm available.
I actually plan on playing their previous game, the same developers for It Takes Two.
Oh, the prison
because
one, right?
That I cannot wait to play.
I've been wanting to play
game,
that
bro.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're actually working on that right now. We need to get the promo out and all that stuff, but yeah. But anyways, best fighting game. I'm gonna say it right now. You guys can disagree, agree or disagree. It's gonna be Tekken 8. Heartless.
Yeah, I think hands down. I don't
Yeah.
even think anything else will come close.
No.
Multiverses.
Multi-
What's multiverses?
Yeah, like why is
Sparking Zero
Multiverses
doing
there?
Because it relaunched.
This year.
They like took it off and then remade it in Unreal 5, I think.
And
They, like,
Marvel
changed engines.
exactly. They remade the game from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5, which is why I feel like the game is so slow. I never played the game.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Sparking Zero doesn't belong there because
No.
it's just not a fighting game. And second of all, Marvel versus Capcom,
It's an old game.
it's not
It's
even
a repackaged game. It's a
it's a
repackaged.
repackaged. They didn't even remake a game.
No,
They just took a bunch of old games and put it together.
Yep. So it shouldn't even be there.
But if it's gonna be there, then Elden Ring.
Heartless.
I'm just saying it's getting the same treatment as Elden Ring.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. They're repackaging an old game. Elden Ring has
Old
new
games.
content. Exactly, old games. Elden
It's a
Ring has new
collection.
content. Exactly. Why is a collection being nominated for Game of the Year?
Yeah, I
They-
agree.
'cause
That shouldn't be in there.
They had 4 fighting games and they needed a 5th.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, buddy. Come on in here.
I'm annoyed by it. I'm annoyed by it. But anyways, all right, guys. So here's the thing. We did this previously on our show. Trez did it, I did it, Heartless, Maury, Germ did his pick as well. So now we're gonna ask you. This is called the Game of the Year Roulette. Right? Now, essentially what we did was decide what games were gonna be nominated and then who would win Game of the Year. But now what's kind of happening now, we already know what got nominated. So we're just gonna go with who do you think is winning Game of the Year? I guess you can go by likelihood, so you can start from 5 and go down, and then it's who's more likely. That's how you do it.
I still just have a feeling that Elden Ring takes it.
Yeah,
It's between Elden Ring and Final Fantasy. I mean, like Balatro, because like it can come out of nowhere. So it's like Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Balatro, Metaphor, Black.
you think Balatro is taking over Metaphor?
I just think because it's like nobody would expect.
Bro, everybody knows water is better than crack, but people are still smoking crack, bro. That shit's addictive.
I mean, when you're right, you're right.
When it's addictive, bro.
So you said Elden Ring,
Final Fantasy,
Balatro,
Metaphor, Black
Metaphor.
Myth, Astrobot.
Wow.
Oh wow, you got Astrobot.
Astrobot
All the
was
way at the
last.
bottom.
Astrobot was last on my list too.
They just took the guy from the thing that comes with the PlayStation. It's like, what is going to win Game of the Year? The typing game that comes on your Windows 95 computer? It's there. Like, you don't like. it comes with the thing. Like,
Right.
I think it's my list is Final Fantasy,
Mhm.
Elden Ring. I want Balatro to win so bad just because I think that it would piss so many people off, and I just think it would be
yeah.
hilarious.
And it
yeah,
was made
Like
by
if
one guy.
Balatro wins, I'm gonna be so happy.
yeah.
It
But
was
I don't
made
think
by
so.
one guy. He did it for himself. He just wanted to make a new game for himself.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's the other thing. That's like it's like a rags to riches success story of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
like
Like,
little
I would
not
indie
be mad
game
if it
that wins
won.
game of the year.
Especially
Um,
this year. Like, okay, cool, it won.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So that's the one
yeah.
I'm rooting for, but I don't think it
Yeah.
will win. So I'm gonna go Final Fantasy, Elden Ring, Metaphor. I'll put Balatro over Black Myth, and then Black Myth, and then Astrobot.
Heartless.
You guys know me.
I know. Elden Ring is number one for you. Yes,
Elden Ring
great.
is number one.
What are the rest, Heartless? What's more
Um,
likely
He's
afterwards?
got the Domino's order queued up.
Wait,
with
none of
Grubhub.
you
Yeah,
guys
let me
mentioned
you know what?
Wukong, though.
Let me write those. Yeah, they did mention Wukong. Let me write these down so I can have everyone's list. So let's go with Trez first. So Trez, boom. You said what was
Final
first?
Fantasy.
Fine, FF7,
Then Elden
uh,
Ring, then Balatro.
Elden Ring. Man said Balatro. I can't believe this. Okay, what else?
I said
Yeah.
Metaphor over Balatro,
Oh, okay.
Did you?
and then Balatro, and then Black Myth, and then Astrobot.
Nah, he's walking backwards. The first time he definitely said Balatro number 3.
Yeah.
I threw it out there saying that I want it to win, but
The
then I
meme
walked it back.
potential is pushing it up by rank.
All right.
Like,
So Black Myth, and then the last one was Astrobot, right? Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm keeping record,
Correct.
guys. I'm good.
I think the only game that everybody would be kind of upset if it won would be Astrobot. Like,
Well, not all the
deflating.
Sony people.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Sony is the best, guys. Right. You just made a Mario game with a robot. Fine. It's fine. All right. Thick, you're up next.
I said Erd Tree, Final Fantasy, Balatro, Metaphor, Black Myth, Astrobot.
Erdtree, Final Fantasy, Black Myth,
Balatro,
Balatro.
then Metaphor, then Black Myth, then Astrobot.
Damn.
It's Black Myth's so far down there because it's going to win Best Action Game, and that's it.
Yeah,
gave
I
it-
agree.
I agree.
They gave it that category because they know that it's like not gonna.
It's not gonna win anything else.
Yeah.
Heartless is Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Heartless. You were Elden Ring. What else?
Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Wukong, Metaphor, Balatro, Astrobot. That's my list.
Damn, Astrobot's catching so much flack.
I
Jamie
bought
said- is-
Balatro on the Steam sale too. I'm excited to play it now. Now that we're talking about it, I know nothing about it.
I don't know anything about it either, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna knock this game
I
until
bought
I
it for my
tried it.
Steam Deck. I'm like, fuck it, I'll play this. This seems like a perfect Steam Deck game.
Nah. All right. So me,
Cash, what's your list?
I did say Black Myth. I said Black Myth first.
Were you
I'm-
putting Black Myth first? Wow.
No,
That's
because
crazy.
that's what I said at first. I can't change it now. I'm not gonna be and change my list,
The
guys.
landscape has changed, bro.
I'm being honest though. I don't want to change my
Hey,
list.
sticking to his guns.
Right.
Bro. If
Or
you can afford
staff,
that
in this
pizza,
case.
I respect it.
Black Myth, Final Fantasy. Metaphor wasn't on my list though, so now you might be
That's
right.
what I'm saying. The landscape
Yeah.
has changed. So things
Yeah,
feel
you
free
gotta
to
adapt.
Yeah. All right. It's cool. So I'll say Metaphor then.
I think he's gonna put Elden Ring.
Yo,
last.
Cash don't even like metaphor. He just seen the way people responded to the game.
Exactly, but that's kind of why though. You kind of have to go with what the
He
people
came
are
out of
saying.
nowhere and
Watch
was like
Metaphor's
Game of
gonna
the Year
win. We're all gonna
nominated.
lose.
Well, yeah,
I don't even know anything about that game either. As soon as JRPG comes up, I'm like, I lose all interest.
yeah, Wukong. I put Wukong at 3. Um, Shadow of the Erd Tree. I fucking hate that shit. Oh my god. Balacho, I think, and then Astrobot. I just don't
The
have faith in
disrespect.
I don't have faith in Astrobot. I'm sorry. Yo, we put all
We
of
all
us.
put Astrobot at the bottom. That's
It'd be
amazing.
fucking hilarious.
Watch
if that game
Astrobot
actually
wins now.
I'm just gonna say, I was counting down from 5. What are you talking about? I
right,
was like,
Yeah.
we all won. What are you talking about?
right, and then nobody gets a pizza.
Yo, Cash, if you win,
Mhm.
I will order you a pizza, but you gotta we gotta do it while you're on stream, and you gotta be like, yo, Heartless owes me a pizza, so I'm calling his ass up right now and telling him my order, and then all of a sudden the pizza shows up at your door, and you're gonna eat that shit. But if I win, I'm gonna embarrass your ass.
How so?
I'm gonna let my whole stream know this pizza is funded by Cash because he just could not see the future like I could.
Listen, bro.
Gotta have an Elden Ring stream while you eat it. Then
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you should
Yep.
play the game. If
You know what's
if
crazy?
if you win, you should play it.
You know what's crazy, guys? If I win this bet, I will buy Shadow of the Earth Tree and finally play it.
you didn't even play it.
This man's been championing Shadow of the Erd Tree and never played it, bro. Never played it.
I beat Millennia though. I beat the whole game. So just putting it out there.
Oh, so you wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
No,
stuff.
bro. I could literally beat. I think with the way my build is set up, I could beat Shadow of the Earth Tree pretty easily.
Nope,
Really?
absolutely not. You will walk into that game and get one shot. You have to get these
Damn.
like fruit things from the Erd Tree that like power you up. to
I
make
heard
you-
that.
Yeah, like if you go in and you don't get the like seeds or whatever,
Yeah.
regular mobs will come up and ruin your day.
I don't know.
I did this. I got up to the last boss in the main game, and then I stopped playing. And then when Erd Tree was coming out, I picked it back up, beat the boss, did a bunch of extra stuff, and I got really geared up. And I was like, dope. And I went in, got my ass handed to me, beat Erd Tree all the way up to the last boss, and stopped again. I don't know what it is about those games. I get to the final boss, and I just put it down. I'm just like, that's good enough for me. I did it with the main game and the DLC. But I'm like at the fog gate of the last boss. I just didn't go in.
Danny said Heartless got caught in 4K. Man's been championing the game, bro, and has not played it. It's crazy. But yeah,
What's all right? What's some of your boldest predictions for what we're going to see in terms of world premieres or announcements or anything like that?
That Eastern European guy's gonna make his way back on the stage and yell at people or whatever. Talk about Bill Clinton.
Oh,
That's my bold. That's my bold prediction.
I think Wolverine. We might see a Wolverine gameplay
Yeah, for sure.
or Wolverine
That would be
trailer, at
cool.
least.
I didn't even think about that.
And also I'm hoping to see more because it's coming out next year, at least I think so, or it's 2 years out. Gears of War. I need to see something more from Gears of War, bro. I was so hyped. Like our reaction actually got retweeted by Xbox. You were there, Tres, when we were seeing what watching
I
the
remember.
world premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, our reaction got retweeted by Xbox. We went crazy that day.
I think you'll see a little bit of gameplay for it, like something.
Yeah, I would love to see it, bro.
Or you'll hear like the like picking up
Yeah.
a cog thing, and
Right.
it'll just be like a.
I'm
I don't
glad
think
they're
we'll
kinda
get
sticking
another
away.
teaser because they already gave us a teaser. They wouldn't give us another one.
We need to see more story. They might do a
Yeah.
story trailer.
I was gonna say like a what was it? The Mad World, like recreate the Mad World trailer. with
Yeah.
it.
Because
Heartless, what's your bold prediction?
I can't lie. I don't have one. I don't know what to expect, and I'm just here for the ride, guys.
All right.
Mhm.
I have two.
What?
First one, I think we're gonna get Metroid Prime 2 remastered announcement, and it's gonna be like, didn't they do that? Was it 2 years ago with Metroid Prime? And they were like, and you could download it now. Like, I
Yeah.
think they're
Oh,
gonna do
Shadow
that again
Drop.
with Metroid Prime 2.
Shadow
It's
Drop.
gonna be out on Switch night of. And my biggest bold prediction, and just really a wish, is Half-Life 3 announcement.
Oh, because people, they
There's
dropped.
a lot of
Yeah,
rumors.
and they actually gave it away for free the other day. Half-Life 2.
Yes.
Valve gave it away for free.
It's going to be Orange Box too, so they never made a third game.
That's true,
Valve
because
has
they never
made
make
third
third
game.
games. Yeah.
To get around it, just make Orange Box 2, put all the third games in Orange Box 2.
Yep. I think yeah.
Portal 3.
I don't know if we'll see an actual trailer, but I think and I don't know. It's a bold prediction. So I don't even know if it's actually going to happen. But announcements is what I'm calling for.
Mhm.
It won't happen, but GTA, they always do their own thing. But it's been a year.
Yeah.
Give us
And the game comes
something.
out when?
Yeah.
In what, February? No,
No,
later.
late 2025.
Yeah.
Listen, we have an underwhelming game award lineup here, so they got to make up for it with the trailers this year. If we have underwhelming
agreed.
trailers this year, it's going to be a bad show.
If I got one wish to actually come true, I had like a genie lamp, and I would rub it, and he would come out. And my one wish would to be it's that Witcher 4 promo they put in the snow because it
I
just
didn't
went
even
into
think about Witcher.
it went into full production recently, and I
Yeah.
could see them just showing that promo picture, cut it into a CG trailer where you see a Witcher pick it up, like out of the snow,
Mhm.
and just like put it on, like a shot of them just like putting it on, and like the camera behind them, and they have the two swords, and it's just like Witcher 4 now in production or something. Just like some moving Witcher content that's not just the picture.
Crazy thought. Do you think that they would move away from Geralt
Oh yeah,
and
for
have
sure.
Siri be the main and Geralt
It's not
be
going to
more
be
of a
Siri.
supporting?
You're going to be creating your own Witcher
Oh, really?
because it's a new school. It's like a school of the Lynx or something. It's like later. I think Siri creates a school,
Mm.
and I think she's going to be your Vesemir, and I think Geralt will be in the game,
Hmm.
but you're not going to play as him. And it's going to get around like I think the game's going to start, and it's going to be like this is the trial of the grasses, and you're going to create your Witcher, male, female, other, whatever, and then just you create the look of your Witcher and have your own. It's going to be like V, where it's got one voice for feminine, one voice for masculine,
Hmm.
and I think you're going to be able to kind of
Oh,
take the
okay.
Witcher out of Geralt's hands, and it just kind of opens up everything, and it's going to be like your story.
Like a next generation of Witcher.
Yeah, because it's gonna like people will be a little more invested if that like, oh, I'm the Witcher now.
Right.
Like I
Yeah, I
played
think
through
so.
all of these because they're doing the remake of Witcher 1 in Unreal 5. So if we
Yeah.
don't get anything for 4, I would think maybe we get a little bit of the remake stuff. But I mean that's just I don't think you'll play a Siri. I think they'll let you kind of create your own.
Okay.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about this a lot, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. Before we do anything else, let's hit our speed run section, Heartless. What do we got
You
for the
ready?
speed run? Oh yeah.
All right, so for Thick and Trez, if you guys have not been on the show, a part of the speed run, the way it works is we have a couple of topics that we're going to speed through. I'm going to list off the headlines. If anything catches your eye or your ear, feel free to stop me. You start talking about it, and then once you guys are done, we move on. So for this week's speed run, we have 5 different topics. You guys ready to start?
Go for it.
All right. The way first one is going to be FromSoft parent company confirms Sony acquisition interest. Anyone got anything on that?
Bloodborne 2.
Hopefully, that's what they're saying.
Yeah. Maybe that's at the Game Awards.
Ooh, maybe.
It could be. Next one in the lineup, Sony's new PlayStation Portal update lets you stream PS5 games from the cloud.
So does this mean you can take it anywhere, like a Steam Deck or a Switch, or do you still have to be in your house?
I
And
think you can take it anywhere because it's like cloud streaming now.
okay, I mean, now that makes sense because when they
Mhm.
initially announced this, I was like, "This is stupid. I don't understand why
Where,
anyone would
what
try."
infrastructure do they have in place to support that? What are you streaming it from? Like,
So I got the article right here.
Well, if it's from the cloud,
yeah, but you
Yeah.
still need data.
Yeah, you need data.
that's true.
It'd be like a cell
You're right.
phone
You're right.
bill.
You're right.
Yeah, unless you're going, what are you
Unless
gonna
you're connected to
piggyback off your
Wi-Fi,
phone?
you can
Or,
connect to your cell phone.
yeah, you can connect to your cell phone. I've
You're
tried
gonna
that
stream a
before.
PS5 game with a hotspot on your cell phone. That thing's
I've
gonna
tried.
run at a frame a
I
second,
I actually have done it with my phone. Like
and there's no
the
way
app.
it performed well.
It performed well enough.
Well enough.
So it says right here that you need the PlayStation Plus Premium subscription to take advantage of this, and you get 720p streaming if you have 7 megabytes per second, and you get 1080p if you get 13 megabytes per second. Next
That's
on the
Wi-Fi,
list, yeah. Next on the list, Virtua Fighter 5 is coming to Steam with rollback this winter. I don't think we have any fighting game players in here, so that doesn't matter. Next one, Street Fighter 6. My teaser breaks the internet. Once again, we don't have any Street Fighter players in here. And then the last one on the speed run is Square Enix party shooter Foam Stars announces shutdown. But I want to say, I read into the article earlier, and this is kind of a little bit of it's kind of a lie because the game is not shutting down.
For what game is not?
I
shutting
didn't
down?
even know this was a game.
Foam Stars, yeah.
Yeah, I know Foam Stars. It was a PlayStation game that got released earlier this year.
The game is not shutting down though.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna stop updating it. But it says right here. Where is it? Where can I find it? I don't want this to sound like a final message since you will still be able to continue playing the game. And then he says somewhere else later on, I hope everyone continues playing this game for years to come. I think they're just not releasing new content.
Probably.
It was like Splatoon, but
Yes.
just foam instead of goo.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I can confirm it right now. January 17th, 2025 will be the last new season of content, but the game will still be up.
Until they get tired of paying for the servers, and then they'll
Pretty
shut
much.
it.
Just kill it. Foam Stars came out this year.
Yeah. Add it to the list of games that came out and just fucking hit their face.
I'm glad you guys are, because I didn't even think about that. I just got the idea for that video now just because.
Yeah. There's so many of them.
What was the idea? Games that died in 2024, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see that game on the pitch board where they're like Foam Stars, and then it went through the process of getting made, and people just kept saying yes. It's like, people will play this, will they?
I mean, they like Splatoon.
Yeah.
I think that's that. But that was the rationale.
That's the guy with the it's sitting in the VP chair with the big cigar. He's like, they played this one, so just make that with foam instead of goo. And then look what happened.
Look what happened.
Yeah, Concord. Make Overwatch with a vacuum cleaner. Same thing. Dead.